video.
We will have to do. It's been a while since I've used StreamYards, so maybe there's some new stuff on there. Maybe we will have to create an intro video.
Well, we're going to have to get together to do that then.
This year, 2025.
Of course.
Well, coming up year, 2025. We'll have to do something like that. I'm going to hit the road more this year. I did pretty well this year. I didn't go up to Missouri, but I did go New Mexico, Colorado, Alabama. So I did okay. Didn't do great.
I thought you went up to Missouri when the hurricane was coming.
No, I thought about it. Like, there was a hurricane that was supposed to hit. It petered out, and I stayed. I got ready around here, and then nothing actually happened. So
yeah,
man, 2024, hell of a year.
Fuck this year. I'm just gonna be honest.
I know.
Just gonna be honest.
And I don't blame you. There is a lot. I know you went through it.
Yeah.
It has been a year, but
yep,
we did get Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, that we did.
We never got a chance to talk about it. We were supposed to talk about it.
That's true.
That is our thumbnail.
Yes.
Our thumbnail is Deadpool Wolverine. I ended up getting that for Christmas on Blu-ray. That was one thing I did ask for. I did get that. I saw it.
Fantastic film.
I saw it like 4 or 5 times. I saw it here like twice. I think I didn't see it in New Mexico. No, but I did see it in Colorado while I was there. I think I saw it again in Alabama. So like, I saw it quite a few places. I still love it.
Yes.
It's almost. Yeah, I probably cried. I probably cried once or twice.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great film. It was tough to see like the credit scenes.
Uh-huh.
Like you realize how invested you are in the whole like Marvel universe. Like
the Fox Marvel universe that started 20 something years ago.
Yes. Yeah, you realize the depth in which you're invested in it, and you get to see like, man, like you just spent 2 hours watching Hugh Jackman just kick ass in this film.
Yeah.
And then the very first things that you see are Hugh Jackman 25 years ago, and you're like, oh my God, he's such a baby.
Yeah.
And then all of these other people, you're like, wow, why did they do black leather? Like all of those suits, they're so awful.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it doesn't look like an X-Men film. It looks like a Matrix film.
And that, that was during that time. They didn't think that the Marvel costumes would come along, would actually work. And they waited so long to finally do it. And when at the end of the movie, when he pulls down the mask.
Yeah.
And you're like,
so good.
Yes. And it worked.
Yeah.
Like the story. I'm going to critique it. The story is dumb.
Yes. It's completely pointless. It's completely pointless,
but all of the different points that they get to hit in between, it's just like, I can enjoy it. I don't have to worry about the story. There's a lot of like stuff that just happens to happen, but
yeah, it's like fan service.
It is. And that's
all it was.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's all right. I can enjoy it. And I did. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't like that we started and Wade and Vanessa are not together. Like, you kind of, like, she died. He did everything he could to bring her back to life. And they're not together.
Yeah. She's seeing someone else. Fuck that.
Yeah. That was dumb.
Fuck that.
He literally changed time.
Yes.
So there was like, there's stuff to complain about, but like when Johnny Storm shows up and he's like, it's Captain, it's Captain America and Flame on. It was fun. I mean,
hilarious.
I just had so many. So there was a lot to enjoy about that movie.
There was. I mean, we finally got the Wolverine Sabretooth face off, the original Sabretooth, which obviously lasted half a second, but still. We got the Deadpool Wolverine face off in the desert, which was fantastic.
Oh, and he wasn't even kidding. Like he's like,
let's give the people what they want.
And they did.
Yeah,
and that's all I wanted.
Fight, the Honda Odyssey fight was the best part of the whole film for me. I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. And then getting Deadpool in his bloody mess saying that the Honda Odyssey fucks hard is just my favorite line of the whole film. It was absolutely, well, okay. I my favorite line, okay, I'm going to contradict myself, was when Wade is confronted by the TVA in the hallway outside of the apartment.
Okay.
And he talks about how that he's no stranger to pegging, but Disney is, and then he winks into the camera, breaking the fourth wall. It was so funny. So funny. I died.
There's also the line where he's like, kindness is free. And he's like, and Logan's like, shutting the fuck up is also free.
Also free. Yes. that was probably my favorite Logan line.
There's so many, so many good lines.
Yeah.
The story is dumb, but the fan service is something we need because Marvel hasn't given us to us in a long time. There's been a lot of really bad movies. There's been trying to throw some message in there. The TV shows. I haven't watched any of them. I did watch Echo because I heard how terrible it was. I watched it. It was absolute garbage. But I like really bad things. And it was bad.
Why? Yeah. Why they would even do that show in the first place was mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
I loved Loki. Both seasons have been great for me, I think.
Okay.
We watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was okay, but I didn't think the show was great, but it was necessary to show, like, they were trying to build up both Bucky and Sam for the Captain America movie that's coming out soon, and then now the Thunderbolts movie where Bucky is, he's going to be the leader of that group.
Well, you got to remember, they were building Bucky to take over as Captain America, which he does in the comics.
Yeah, I think that
Sam
that's
also takes over.
At the end.
Sam also takes over in the comics later on. It was not very popular.
Yeah.
So like that was kind of,
I think it was a little bit of a political kind of a move, as far as like the woke stuff. I like Anthony Mackie. I don't think he can carry a film. That's just my personal opinion. It has nothing to do with the color of his skin. It has all to do with the fact that, I watched Twisted Metal. I thought Twisted Metal was a fantastic show. I did not like Anthony Mackie's character in the show. I liked everybody else, and I thought Anthony Mackie was just a small piece of it.
I don't like Anthony Mackie as an actor.
Yeah.
He's got some actually good takes. I think he's a good person. Like I've seen, different interviews from him but as an actor, anything that he's been in, I'm not really a fan.
Yeah. Have you watched Twisted Metal?
I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to watch it, but Anthony Mackie does not draw me in any way, shape, or form.
No.
There was a Netflix show called Altered Carbon
Yeah, hated the second season. First
The
season
first
was amazing.
season was really cool.
Amazing.
And they waited too long to do a second season.
Yep.
And they said Anthony Mackie is the star, and I'm like, I'm out. And I heard it was really bad, which is normal for second seasons nowadays. And
you didn't watch it?
I didn't watch it.
The second season, yeah, it
Did
was
not.
okay. It was okay at best, but between the second season of Altered Carbon and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Twisted Metal, I don't think that he's a great actor. I think he's a good dude, and people want to give him opportunities.
Yeah,
I think that's how he's gotten where he's at.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a villain in 8 Mile. I really like 8 Mile as a movie.
Yeah.
But even in that movie, I didn't think he was in the movie for all of 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Maybe.
I didn't realize until recently. There's a movie called oh shit. It's with it's with the actor who also is Hawkeye.
Yeah.
They play bomb disposal experts in Afghanistan. Hurt Locker. Yeah. And great movie. And I didn't realize Anthony Mackie was the secondary character. And like I said, I thought he was good in that. I thought that movie was excellent, but he doesn't draw me for anything else. Like Captain America, the new Captain America movie, they've reshot it twice.
Yeah.
3 times. From what I've heard, it's still not good.
Yeah. And I really think that they're going to pass. I think they're going to pass it off. And I think that's why Captain America 4 got pushed back to after Thunderbolts. Because I think the Thunderbolt, they already invested in the Thunderbolts film.
Mm-hmm.
Bucky's going to be in the Thunderbolts film. And then I think they did reshoots to make Sam somehow at the end of number 4. I think Bucky will be Cap. My opinion.
Well, they are bringing back
Chris Evans. Yeah.
Chris Evans.
And, for Secret Wars.
And then, Dr. Doom is now
RDJ.
Yeah. Which, like I said,
hate it.
The superhero movie thing is kind of over.
Yeah.
I think it is. DC.
I hate it.
They pushed back the next Batman movie.
Yeah, to 2027.
2027.
October 1st, 2027. It's stupid.
I did not really like Colin Farrell as Penguin in Batman. But the series on HBO, watch it. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it.
I have not watched it. I want to watch it.
I recommend it. Okay. It's good. Like, I like that Penguin now. He's terrible.
Yeah.
He is an actual bad guy.
Yeah.
And he does a really good job in it. So
yeah,
I recommend it. Stuart,
I've heard that.
How you doing?
Sophia Falcone is pretty good in that role too. She's nasty. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because she the only thing I've ever seen her is she's the guy who ends up being the mother in How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know.
That's the only thing I know her from, the actress.
She
was in the show for 10 minutes.
Well, she's a major character in the Penguin show. There's a good possibility you will get a second season of Penguin before you get the Batman 2 movie. And I've heard different things. And, I watch a lot of different YouTube crap about a lot of things because I listen to YouTube while I build triggers. So I've heard that James Gunn, who is running DC, is not a fan of having 2 different Batmans and is just pushing the movie back so that it just fizzles out.
That's terrible.
It is.
I think.
And Batman is not even in the Penguin series. Like, one shot.
Right.
Not it.
So. I would like to see, I think they could. I don't know how they could do it, given the fact that I've seen the color palette and the cinematography for the upcoming Superman film. I know that James Gunn likes very colorful palettes. I know his cinematography is very different from what Matt Reeves is doing with Batman. And, you look at the darkness of Batman and the Joker films, which I know they're unrelated, but like I know that people, especially after the second Joker film, which I didn't even watch, but I heard was atrocious.
Yeah. I heard how bad it was. I'm like, I'm out. The first one was good. It did need a second one. So I was, and then I heard how bad it was. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome to see those characters in an ensemble film, a serious ensemble film. It would be cool to see that, but I don't know if it's the same draw that I had like after Iron Man and I saw Captain America, the first Avenger, and then I saw all these films with Thor and Loki and all these, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for this Avengers film that's coming. Like, I remember the anticipation of that first Avengers film, and then, that wide panning circular shot of all of them in the middle of the Times Square or the city. Yeah. And I remember just like drooling over this film. I don't get that anymore.
Well, it's because we had the high highs. It was amazing. We had some really good movies.
Yeah.
And even if even if everything was still amazing, it's not there anymore. Like we had it, and we need to put it to bed for a while. We've had too much of it. When I saw they were going to do TV shows for Marvel, I was like, guys, there's such a thing as too much
burnout.
Yeah. And but it was also crap. They gave us a lot of crap, and like, I want to be excited about some of the things. The new Superman movie, I've actually not watched the trailer. I've seen people going over the trailer, and there's some hope.
I think it looks awful. My personal opinion.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I'll narrow it down to 1 millisecond.
Okay.
It's probably 3 frames in the trailer. And what drives me crazy, and I know this is such a comic book nerd kind of a thing, but there's a scene in the trailer, and if you've even seen it teased, you'll see there's a scene, and Gunn loves to do those scenes where there's people walking through like a crowd. He loves to do those kinds of those shots. So Superman's walking through a crowd of angry mob, an angry mob full of people, right? Yeah. And at one point in time in the small clip of the trailer, there's a guy who throws a rock, right? And it looks like a rock. I don't know. It might not be a rock. The analysts, I'm sure, have it narrowed down, but it looks like a rock. He throws it, and it hits Superman in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And what drives me crazy about the trailer is that he flinches and blinks when the rock hits him in the head.
Okay, I heard about that. Yeah.
That's not Superman to me.
Yeah.
I want to see him be completely inanimate at something like that. That's what I want to see. I want to see somebody drop a vehicle on Superman and have him just kind of push it off and be like, okay, no sweat.
See, and like, I'm not really a big comic book nerd. I love comic book movies, and a lot of it came down to we just didn't have the comics because I didn't have them growing up, or I would have been. But I really liked the previous DC films, even though there was a lot of shoddy stuff, and like when they finally released the Snyder Cut, while it was unfinished and it was very unpolished, it was a lot better than what Whedon was allowed to finish up and push out for the theatrical cut of Justice League. But like, I actually enjoyed that universe. I know it was a lot darker than a lot of people liked. And I was not a big Superman fan, but when I go back and I watch the Man of Steel with Henry Cavill, it's like, yeah, there's some bad stuff, but Henry Cavill made an amazing Superman, and given another chance, dude.
Yeah. He was the best Superman, in my opinion. And I'm a Reeves diehard.
Yeah.
I think Superman is a really he's been obviously he's been filmed to death.
Yeah.
And so that's a problem in and of itself. But I actually think even before the films and all of that stuff, Superman is a tough character to write a quality film about because he's so powerful.
He's so overpowered.
Yeah.
But it always, somebody said it's not that you have to have a villain that is more powerful than him. A lot of comes down to the morals and the choices he has to make in order to come through. And it's like, I can see that.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I thought Man of Steel was incredible. I like that film a lot, only because I think Henry Cavill is the best Superman to be on film, period.
Yeah.
And I'll go out on a really long hot take here.
Okay.
I think, dude, I'm gonna get shit for this so badly. I think that Jared Leto's Joker in the DC universe, the way that it was before, would have worked well. And I think that over time, I think people will look back at Leto's Joker and say, for an 80s or a 90s style, because that's what they were going for that time period of the Joker, he did an incredible job.
Okay. Now, before I tell you my take on that, I am going to address Stuart. And he said that Snyder Cut was good. Man of Steel was decent. The first Wonder Woman was excellent. I actually enjoyed that a lot. I hated Shazam. I could not stand Shazam. I don't know what it was. There was something about the feel of the movie. I don't like the actor. I actually like him as a person. I from what he's done recently, actually standing on what he believes and not backing down. But I didn't like Shazam at all. Now, I only watched it once. I'm going to have to watch it again. But it was my least favorite. Anyways, before I allow you to talk, I am going to tell you that I agree with you about Jared Leto's Joker. Yeah. I thought it was a horrible choice. He is a terrible choice most of the time.
Yep.
And they're giving him more chances. He's going to be Skeletor.
I know.
For some reason, he was Morbius. But his original take of the Joker and the way I liked it. Yep. I enjoyed his take of the Joker. I didn't want to, but I did. I liked it.
And the chemistry between him and Margot Robbie's Harley were fantastic.
Yes.
I thought it was the way that it should be. Like Leto hated her. That the Joker hated her because they had such palpable chemistry in the film that you knew that it was a weakness for him and he hated it.
Yeah.
And so I thought that their chemistry was fantastic. I thought that his over animation of everything was, and his weird, like, broody darkness was, and I've got to let my blockbuster show through. I thought all of that was good. I thought it was really out of place for like the film in general. Like I thought, but his Joker, if you take it, you just pull it out and you say, all right, this interpretation is really good.
Well, and that's the problem was that film was edited to death because that was the Suicide Squad, their first Suicide Squad. There's a different cut of that film out there, and it'll never get released. But I would love for it to get released because, like you said, that there was so much right about the way they cast that film, and then they cut it to shit. Like they ruined that universe. What could have been from that universe. And I know it's not perfect. It's not complete. It was not comic book accurate, but I felt like there was so much more that the DC universe could have been and different than Marvel, but they tried making it too much Marvel. Harley Quinn is always like, she was introduced in the Batman animated series and always been one of my favorite characters, and was wasted, you know. I haven't seen the Peacemaker show. I'm wearing the Peacemaker shirt.
Speaking of the Peacemaker show,
yeah,
when Shazam was originally announced, when it was originally announced that it was a film that was coming out before they even had casting, I thought Cena would have been a perfect Shazam.
Okay.
I thought Cena would have been perfect for it. And the reason being is he has that high level, like, naivety about his, like, just look that I thought he would have been a perfect 12-year-old boy grown up to a man. And he already had the physique. So one of the things that I hated about Shazam was that the character,
big rubber suit,
was that an obvious rubber suit that didn't fit him. It didn't fit his facial features because he's got kind of a naturally pudgy face.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think that fit. His humor was probably good, but I don't think that in general it worked because his character didn't fit really well as Billy Batson in a grown man.
See, my grandparents, they had my grandmother, there was like a book of comics, and it was like the golden and silver age comics, and it was like it was a hardback book, and I loved it because it had some older comics. And one of the ones that I enjoyed in it, and it was probably like 300 or 400 pages. It had, we're talking Howdy Do It, Howdy Doody, before it was Howdy Do, it was Howdy Do It comics, and like there was some old ones, but there was Captain Marvel, Shazam, and I enjoyed those comics. So I think that was one of the things that why I really didn't like the Shazam movie. I was like, man, it just didn't feel right to me. Because Cena, I think would have probably been a better Shazam. I thought he was okay.
R-rated Peacemaker, though, because the R-rated Peacemaker is fantastic.
Yeah,
and so I like that. But they might have been able to get somebody else. But I think initially I was like, oh man, what I was thinking we were going to get, because I knew The Rock was going to play Black Adam, which he ruined that. But
I enjoyed that movie. It's not a great movie.
I thought we were going to get Cena Shazam against The Rock Black Adam, and it would have been fantastic.
Hey, you want to talk about rubber suits? Okay. The Rock is wearing a rubber suit in the live action Moana movie.
It looks ridiculous.
Have you seen? Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, what type of world are we in where The Rock has to wear a rubber suit? My God.
Well, you know what's crazy is he's not big enough. Like, he's muscular. He's too lean for the role. So he has to wear like a chunky suit, because it really blocks him out into like this weird rectangle. I've seen that.
Yeah.
But I'm with Stuart. Black Adam was terrible. The only good part about it was the post-credit scene when Henry Cavill comes back. Period.
Now, I loved I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for the Justice Society. I would have loved if we had gotten a period piece, 1930s, 1940s Justice Society with Hawkman of that time period, of Dr. Fate of that time period. Like, that's why I want to like that movie, is because I like a period piece with a Justice Society. And kind of going back to that, we've got Fantastic Four coming up, which is supposed to be a period piece, and I want to be excited about it. But part of the casting with Reed Richards,
I hate it.
I'm like, that, why are we casting Pedro Pascal in everything? and he's not a good actor. He is a weird dude. The Mandalorian was good when he didn't take his mask off in the first season. The second season, I tried watching the third season, didn't get through it. It was so dumb.
Yeah.
Madam Web.
I didn't even watch it.
I didn't watch it. You got to remember, there was also, I haven't been live in a couple months. My fault, more than anything. That's
my fault.
You've also got the one that just came out. You know, they tried to make a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man. You've got Kraven that just came out. It actually did worse than Madam Web.
After it got delayed like crazy, which was crazy because that movie was done like how long ago? 2 years, 3 years ago?
I think it's been a while.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see it, but I've also heard that they cut it so terribly and they tried, they reshot, they've got a bunch of ADR in there and it just doesn't make any sense. And before they even released it, they said
ADR.
That is where you either their mouth doesn't sync up to what they're saying and you don't catch it, or they show like the back of their head and they're talking. So you can catch it in movies where they've added lines because they show where you hear them talking, but they're not, and it'll be just a little bit different, the pitch of their voice or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have heard from different people that it is more enjoyable than Madam Web, but also dumber. So I kind of want to see it and I may go see it, but I don't know. It's still in theaters and I subscribe to the Cinemark movie club thing, and I have one more movie that I have to see by the end of the year to keep my 25% off of like concessions and stuff. I may go see, I kind of want to go see Sonic 3. I did see Nosferatu.
Okay.
Which was really good. The Dracula, which Nosferatu is the off-brand of Dracula. They made the movie back in the 30s before they had any rights to make a Dracula movie and they got sued for it. So it's actually Dracula light. It's like off-brand Dracula, but follows most of the Dracula. Yeah, but it follows most of the story. They just changed some names and stuff. It was good. The choice for their Dracula is interesting. It's very period, it works for the period. Is it
a secret who it is?
No, it's,
I don't know who it is.
What's his name? Have you seen The Northman? It's a Viking movie. Came out last year. Skarsgård.
Yeah,
big. Skarsgård. He's a big fucker. I mean, he's a big dude, but he's got a lot of prosthetics on.
Yeah,
to be Dracula. I didn't know it was him till after the movie. But the dude's big.
Yeah,
but he looks funky. Skarsgård. Yeah. So yeah, it was good. Very good. 2.5 hours. I think 2.5 hours long. Shot very well. By the way,
did you know that Alexander Skarsgård?
Okay.
The other Skarsgård who plays in Who's It?
Okay, yeah.
That's their brothers. Then if you've ever seen the show Vikings,
okay,
from National Geographic, there was a character on there. His name was Floki.
Okay, I don't think
that's the other Skarsgård.
Then you've got the dad.
And then they're all sons of Stellan Skarsgård, who was in Dune and Thor. And like a whole shit ton of other films.
The whole passel of them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's pretty ridiculous. And Nosferatu was excellent. It's a slow burn. It's not an action movie. Yeah. It's a very tension horror movie. Like there's not a lot of jump scares. It's just it's creepy. It's fucked up. And I heard
that Willem Dafoe was really good in that film.
Willem Dafoe is in it, and he plays Willem Dafoe. He is Willem Dafoe. I don't think I've ever seen it.
He's somewhat of a vampire expert himself.
He's somewhat of a vampire. He basically plays the Van Helsing, the
Okay.
Nosferatu Van Helsing in that, but he's more of a doctor than anything. But
gotcha.
Yeah, it's worth going to see.
Dafoe, Medicine Woman.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good movie. There's not been a lot of really great movies, and I didn't think I was gonna get all of my credits in for this year to save my 25%, and I really wasn't expecting to. But when I looked at it and said, you got to see one more movie this year, and instead of saving 20%, you save 25%.
Yeah.
So it's worth it. So
dude,
I'm gonna go
telling
see.
You,
I'm probably gonna go see Sonic.
The Sonic movies have been fantastic.
Yeah.
As a Sonic kid, I was a Mario and Sonic kid my entire life.
I have not seen any of the other Sonic movies, but I still want to go see it. I know, but I'm not. I did not have any Segas. I had a Dreamcast. I had a Dreamcast, but my experience was Sonic, and I wanted to be a Sonic kid. Like, I saw Sonic and Knuckles in the magazines. Knuckles looked really cool. I didn't know what the hell an echidna was, but if it was if it was like Knuckles and it had some sort of shit on its hands that were spiky, I was interested in it.
Yeah.
But my experience playing Sonic was in Walmart when they had the displays, because I didn't have a Sega Genesis. I had a regular Nintendo at the time.
Nice. That was one thing, because I was a really dysfunctional kid in a dysfunctional family. I always had a game system.
Oh, okay.
And I would save my money, and I would get them if I didn't get them for a birthday present or whatever. I would always have not the newest system, but when the newest system came out, I'd always get the one that was right behind it.
We were way behind. We had a regular Nintendo just because when we were young, back in the early mid 80s, when that one released, our grandparents that had money got us a regular Nintendo, and we basically stretched that thing out until 2098, 99.
Whoa.
Then we were old enough.
Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Damn.
We started earning money, my brother and I, selling firewood with our dad. He started paying us, because before that he didn't pay us. So we started earning money. We bought a Super Nintendo at the end of Super Nintendo. There were no new games being released for Super Nintendo. We bought one brand new, the second variation that loaded from the top. One. It was the small one. Yeah. Had the different controls.
The really narrow one.
Yes. Yeah. And then we started earning money. We bought a PlayStation, and so we were basically caught up. And then PlayStation 2 released, and there was a shortage of PlayStation 2s. We bought a Sega Dreamcast to hold us over, and then we bought a PlayStation 2. We couldn't afford any games at the time, so we just played PlayStation 1 games. But yeah, we drug the regular Nintendo out forever. So I wanted to be a Sonic kid. I wanted to have a Sega Genesis so that I could have blood on Mortal Kombat. For sure. And I never played Mortal Kombat until Mortal Kombat 4 on Nintendo 64.
I went from NES to Sega Genesis.
Okay.
And then I went from Sega Genesis to I went from Sega Genesis to Nintendo 64.
Okay.
And then I went from Nintendo 64 to PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2 was the bomb.
I literally traded a car for it.
Holy shit. Okay.
It wasn't running. It didn't do very well. But
hey, there's nothing wrong with trading.
Yeah. So I ended up, a friend of mine, he needed a vehicle. He was a mechanic. And it was, if you ever get a chance, it was an 87 Audi 4000 CS Quattro. So it was a inline 5, 6-speed stick,
down,
all-wheel drive, fully loaded, sunroof and everything, motorized sunroof, everything.
I like it. It's terrible, but I like it.
I fucking loved this car, and I drove the absolute shit out of it. And I think what ended up happening was we were about to have a baby at the time. So I mean, I was like 20.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't have any money.
You were becoming an adult while I was just fucking around.
Yeah. So
I mean, I still am. So
I lived in an apartment complex with my wife.
Okay.
And we had her dad was getting ready to get another vehicle, asked me if I wanted that one. And I was like, no, I don't think we really need it. I got this other car, it's driving, it's running really well. I can't afford it. And then the car died. And I don't remember what happened to it. It was something I don't remember. It was something that I couldn't afford to fix.
Yeah. Well, it's an Audi, so it's not like
it's
not like you can afford. I can't even afford to fix it now. Fuck.
And our apartment complex had a rule that if it sat there for more than 72 hours, you'd either get fined or it would get towed at your expense.
Yeah.
So I had a friend of mine who was like, hey, I'll come and get it. And he's like, what do you want for it? I'm like, hey, you still got that PlayStation? And so he was like, yeah, I'll bring it by. So I got a PlayStation 2 with like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 games and 2 controllers. And
man, if I could go back to PlayStation 2 days. Okay. Over Christmas. And obviously this stream is like no gun related. We're just enjoying some time because it has been a while since we've done this. So we're catching up. Stuart is the coolest guy of all time. He's got people back in Norway. He is Van Helsing. He's our Van Helsing. But we're catching. We're just talking some crap. We'll be back to like some normal gun related stuff, our next stream. But we're just kind of catching up. But to go back over Christmas, I fired up and I purchased the Metal Gear Solid collection on Steam. And so I'm playing through very slowly and the first Metal Gear Solid from PlayStation 1.
Yep.
And I'm only partway through and I'm almost to Psycho Mantis where you have to change the control to player 2. And I'm trying to, and I got to look it up. How am I going to do that on a laptop? I don't know how to do that because you cannot fight him. I just beat the ninja. Okay. So I'm not sure how I'm going to change to controller 2. Oh, OG. I had that on OGNS. I had the old Tiger handheld. My first experience with Metal Gear Solid was the Tiger handheld, Snake's Revenge. I played the absolute living shit out of, and it was my uncle's. He was just a little bit older than me. We had a weird family. And he let me borrow that. You running through AA batteries. My parents hated it. I was costing them money instead of playing my regular Nintendo. But playing through the PlayStation 1 Metal Gear Solid, and it still holds up. It's still, God, I wish games were built like that nowadays. It's so much fun. It's relatively simple. It's still cool. Still pulling out the SOCOM. I haven't got the box yet. But God, it holds up.
Yeah.
And that was PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
God. And it's going to take me, it'll probably take me a year to beat it, but I'm going to beat it. There's so much I remember because I played that game so many times back when I had time. Yeah. And it still holds up. It's like,
I some of that shit is solid. I still think 3 is probably one of the best games of all time.
It is, but if you have played it recently, and this was several years ago, I popped it into the PlayStation 2 I had. The graphics are so bad. And that was the one where you were in the forest.
Yeah.
And so like normally the bad graphics are not quite as noticeable and I can like get around it. And this was like 5 years ago. And I could probably be okay with it now because Metal Gear Solid 3 was my favorite. It was just those trees were just really bad. They were just the graphics were really bad at the time, and it kind of threw me off because I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Metal Gear Solid 2, I love and hate. I wanted it to be on the ship. I had the demo and I loved the demo. I loved the ship. I had the FAMAs on the ship, which was one of my favorite things. And then they gave you the actual game and you were a different character, not on the ship. I'm still kind of
garbage.
I love that game though.
Yeah.
I still love that game.
I feel like they could release that as like a demo now. Like even this many years later, the game that was supposed to come out.
Oh God. I would kill to be on that ship again. The same controllers, the same graphics.
Yeah.
I would kill for that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I don't know. Games are not what they used to be. I've played some of the newer stuff and like it's cool, but they haven't really innovated. It's kind of like movies. They've gotten to the point where they've spent so much money on those games and thrown messages in there and they're failing like movies, like Marvel. So
yeah. I mean, now the games, as far as games go, they're all about how do we get money out of you long term, whether it's downloadable content, whether it's new versions, whether it's item shops, whatever it might be, all of those things. That's the new model.
DLC used to be cool. Now it's basically you have to have it. Castle Wolfenstein.
So good.
I've never actually played
Wolfenstein 3D was a crazy good game too.
Okay, I played Wolfenstein 3D. That's the one I did play.
Yeah. So I remember Castle Wolfenstein on PC as well. I remember playing the original Dooms and all of that too. All of those games, Duke Nukem, those games were crazy good.
Okay, I love Doom, but it made me nauseous.
Yeah, the first person kind of panning
old
around.
School. Yeah, I could only play it for like 20 or 30 minutes, and I would be about to throw up. Now my brother, he could play it and he played the shit out of it, but I couldn't. I enjoyed it back then.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. It's still pretty fucking cool, but it makes me want to throw up.
Yeah. Yep.
God, I had a demo disc. My first demo disc for PlayStation was pretty iconic because it had Metal Gear Solid, it had Gran Turismo, and Sledstorm. Sledstorm is dumb, but it introduced me to Rob Zombie's Dragula.
There you go.
Which was pretty much the song of my PlayStation life was Dragula.
Yeah.
And the only reason I think about that and why it's so iconic is that demo disc is the demo disc that I played during Y2K. As the time changed, I played a demo disc. We played Sledstorm. We were rocking out to Dragula as the world didn't end.
Yeah. That's funny. Dude, what was I?
Pretty iconic.
2000. I was with Paige.
Okay.
And
God,
I want to say
a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it's a bad thing. I think about what I was doing in 2000. I was in my parents' house playing on a 13-inch TV screen PlayStation.
We have been together for 2 years already in 2000.
God. Wow. That's amazing.
So,
that's awesome. That's pretty.
Yeah.
That poor woman.
I know. And we're still here.
I'm sorry. Tell her I am sorry.
I will.
I love you. I will.
But
I am sorry. I mean, I'm sorry for Tony. She's been with me 9 years. Oh God.
What?
Almost 9 years.
his kid's band open up for Rob Zombie on Fremont in
God damn
2019?
it. Stop. Why are you cooler than us?
Dude.
Why are you not on stream? Why?
Seriously,
Stuart.
fucking legend.
Fuck.
Stuart's like, hey, by the way, like I'm way fucking cooler than all of you.
And I believe him. That's the thing. It's fucking honest.
I need a fucking like a biopic.
Yeah.
I need a biopic.
Damn it.
I feel this fucking big right now.
We need to be watching him.
I know. At this point, we're just going to start interviewing you for every week.
I'm telling you. I need to bring him on. I need to bring more people on. I had a plan to bring more people on, and I didn't. I brought one person on, and you. And you.
Yeah, and I didn't go away.
Yeah. Well, you better not. I mean, you kind of did, and I went away too because it gave me a good reason to. Because it wasn't the same. I tried to keep going without you. I really did while you were busy, and it wasn't the same. And I was too lazy to invite other people, and it's kind of busy too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you had shit going on. I get it.
Breaking stuff. I was breaking stuff. Broke a Viper.
I
did buy a Viper. We talked about it, and I did it. So
yeah,
then I broke
good on you for that.
And then I broke it. I fixed it.
Yeah.
Which was a hell of a thing. It fought me a lot. I didn't think I was going to do it there for a while. Super easy. Now
you hated some engineers.
I did. And I should have paid more attention, and but I got it, and it's back together, and had to cut some parts on the transmission to get it to fit in the frame. And it's probably why, dude, did I tell you it had an Amazon clutch in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's hilarious. I mean, it's awful.
It's awful. But yeah. So
it's funny to think about now.
It was owned by a typical Dodge owner. As a typical Dodge owner, I can say I am a little bit better than that, but most of your typical Dodge owners, this was owned. I found 11 millimeter sockets in the valley of the engine.
That's hilarious. Well, that's not the one that we're always looking for, though.
No, normally a 10. But a Dodge Viper is very odd because it's got partial metric, partial like a lot of standard and some metric. And speaking of Y2K, and the reason why I was thinking about it is because I watched the movie because I was trying to keep my credits, and it's a terrible movie. But it does bring back some memories of Y2K.
Well, also your Viper is a Y2K.
It is. It is a 2000. That's true. It's worth it.
Back then, we didn't think it would exist.
No, I did not.
All the prisons were going to empty out.
Oh God!
Everybody was going to be mayhem.
Yes, I was excited about, and this is so dumb when I think about it. The most, because I was not excited about losing power, but this is how dumb. I was excited about like walking on the highway. We lived on the highway. We lived on a divided 4-lane highway at the time, and I was excited about walking on the highway.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. So like we had canned food and we were kind of ready, and we lived on the highway, but we had like 20 acres and we could have sufficed on, wild animals and our pigs and farm animals. But yeah, I was excited about walking on the highway. And all cars would obviously have stopped working, and immediately in 2000, I would have been able to walk on the highway.
No electricity, no nothing.
Yeah, I would have walked on the highway.
Nothing. It's all going to be bad.
Yeah. And it didn't. But don't watch the movie. It was terrible.
I won't.
There was nothing else on.
I don't need to see it.
Yeah. God. How? Like, why was I that dumb that I wanted to walk on the highway? Like, I'm too old to have been excited about walking on the highway.
Yeah.
But I was excited about walking on the highway.
Yeah, no, that sounds less than fun for me.
Especially nowadays.
Oh, fuck it now. Jeez. I'd have been dead a long time ago if Y2K happened.
Yeah. I'm not that tactical.
No, me neither. Me neither. I just play one on TV.
Yeah, me too. Oh, dude. Okay. Now, I know I thought like going into the holidays, like 2 days after Christmas, which is like a couple days ago.
2 days ago.
I was like, God, I'm so fat. And I am. But I was like, God, feeling really bad about myself. And so I stepped on the scale. I'm like, oh my God. I'm gonna be like 240 pounds, 250 pounds. 217. Like, how am I this fat? Because
you're just bloated, dude.
Dude, I'm like 217. I'm upset that I'm not upset.
Oh my God. If I was 217, I'd be tore up, dude.
Like, I need to be like at my lowest before I met Tony, and I was like 190. So I would like, yeah, like I would love, but I'll never be 190 pounds again. Like, I'll be happy at 200 ish.
Yeah.
I'll never have abs. I'm cool with that. But I was expecting 240. Like, I feel and look like I'm 240. Yeah. It's 217. And I was happy about it because I wanted to, I'm like, I'm going to look at this. I haven't looked at how much I weighed in a long time, and it's going to make me go super strict. And it was 217. I'm like,
yeah, it's not so bad.
I'm like, it's not so bad, but I'm upset that I can't be upset.
Yeah, that's funny.
Because I'm like, I want to be 240 so I can tell myself, you better. Don't eat that.
You gotta bear down. Yep.
Yeah. And it's 217.
That's an ADHD trait, by the way.
Yeah.
You want to create a sense of urgency so that you can be urgent.
Yes. And I can't. Like, I can, but I can't. I'm like, it's not as bad as I want it to be, but it's also not as bad as it could be. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm upset, but I'm not, because I have to go to SHOT Show, and I'm like, this is going to give me the reason to not eat for like 3 weeks, or eat better for 3 weeks, so I can go and be, But so I'm supposed to go to SHOT Show. I have to buy the tickets, so I can go to the Grips Frame booth and be his showgirl.
Vanna White.
Be his booth girl. Dusty's booth girl at Grips Frame. So I'm supposed to do that. Yeah, Stuart, you got the stickers I sent. Cool.
I got some too.
Yes. I tried to send out a bunch of stickers when they came in, the new ones, because I'm kind of proud of them. Oh, yeah. So yeah, get out of here. Yeah, if your PC dies. I didn't say that. Yeah, if it dies, well, the warranty. Which is really funny about the warranty one. Everybody loves that. And it was just like, I thought it was funny, but it was like super easy to make because I just slapped it on there. Everybody loves that more than the Viper one. So
it's hilarious. I like the Viper one too, but I watched you through that whole process too. Yeah. So like for me to see that come to fruition was really cool. So that one, of all the stickers, like I have a spot where I put our stickers, each generation of the stickers that we have for our business. And now I have a spot where yours go right by them. And
and it is like, it also kind of helps write it off as advertising. Sure. So, but yeah, the warranty one, everybody loves the warranty one. And I got to admit, it is pretty clever. It's pretty funny. So
it is hilarious. I also think that I want to see the source photo you used for that face.
Okay.
Because I think that fucker would be hilarious.
Okay.
Because I want to see the whole, like, the picture that they used for that photo.
I think I actually took I think I actually took that one special for that. I think that's also the face for, trying to think. You're talking for the Viper one?
No, I'm talking for
Oh,
the
okay, for
the
the
bomb
warranty,
one.
which is the
Yeah.
Peacemaker one.
Yes.
I think I actually had to take a special one for that because I had, like, when I was started learning photography, I was taking like self-portraits to like help. And so I had like a remote and I'd like pose and pretend like I was cool, and they always looked like shit. And I learned how to like not quite look as bad. So I had to take a special one on my phone for that. I'll have to find it for the Peacemaker one. Because it was like,
we
I don't
need
have
that. We need that as a future video thumbnail. whatever that picture is, I want to see that in its source photo without the animation.
What if I was naked? What if I was naked?
I mean,
I probably wasn't, but maybe I was. I don't know.
Just blur it out. It's fine.
Mustang with the air bar recall. I get Ford mail daily. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
I don't think I've got anything.
Audi ones too. I used to have. I've had a couple of Audis, and I still get those to this day. And I sold them years ago.
I don't think I have a warranty recall on the Renegade for like oil consumption. But I think ours is okay. I mean, I changed oil in it, and it seems okay. It doesn't. It's not like a Toyota. My buddy Scott. Hey Scott, I hope you're watching, douche. You and your Toyotas. Oh, Toyotas are great. He's telling me, oh yeah, it's the 2.4 that has oil consumption issues. Oh yeah, but yeah, they got oil consumption issues. Oh, I think he died, or it's probably my Wi-Fi. Screw the recoils. Yeah, I think he died. I think Brandon died. His laptop battery was dying. Yeah, screw the recalls. I'm not going to take mine in either. The Renegade, it doesn't consume oil. I mean, it's paid for. Whatever. 2.4 liter. Yeah, 2.4 liter. It's paid for. Yeah, his laptop died, so I'm gonna drop him off. He said it was about to die. I'm gonna take a couple more minutes and then I'll probably get out of here, and hopefully next week we can do this again and get back to our normal schedule. So yeah. But yeah, forget the recalls. It's not like it's bothering me. And you're getting yeah. I mean, if you think about all those airbag recalls, that is pretty crazy that how many freaking shot at least one day. I got to look at the schedule. Dusty invited me to work at the booth, and I was supposed to get my tickets a month or so ago. I've just been busy, but I'm supposed to be there for at least a few days and be his booth girl, and also promote Tactical Pontoon. I am going to have to tell him I'm not going to dress up or anything. It's going to be shorts and Tactical Pontoon t-shirts. So it'll be one of your t-shirts, Stuart. A couple of your t-shirts. I finally started wearing my Felon 47 t-shirt. That's kind of fun. I get some people that were excited about that, but most of the time it's the Glockness Monster. Everybody loves the Glockness Monster t-shirt. So I have to do like a special promotion with those. The Glocktober t-shirts, I love that t-shirt, but I love that t-shirt. I'm not going to get into it, but, yeah. So kind of to wrap it up, I do have some stuff coming up for 2025. I actually have I got an idea, and I've kind of toyed with it for a new trigger system, kind of like a Heisenberg 2 or Heisenberg Competition 2 or something. Cause I really like the regular Heisenberg, or I might make it like a Leonidas 2. I haven't quite decided because it's going to be the Glocktober thing. I should have planned ahead for it, and this next year I'll do that. Maybe we'll simplify or make a special design for next year that's a little bit easier to run, and we'll kind of do something similar. But it's a thought. So maybe we'll come up with another one. And my whole goal, of course, was get people cool t-shirts, send some business your way. But I did a poor job this year. It is my fault. But I do have some cool stuff coming for 2025 trigger wise. Working on myself and the Gun Co. They're going to do their own drop-in trigger line, which is basically their version of the Peacemaker. So they've got that as an option. Gonna have some other builds going on. I've got some cool stuff coming on that end, but there will be some new trigger variations. So yeah, but cool. A new TP shirt design. I like it. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off here. Did my hour, and hopefully with Brandon back, he has finally started to catch up. It's been a heck of a year for him, but he's got some cool stuff. I will have one of his comps here in hand relatively soon. But yeah, I will catch you guys on the next one. We'll do it again, hopefully sooner this time. All right, later, Stuart, and everybody else who catches us later. Hopefully we can do this more often and get back to our normal scheduled streams. Later.